Howdy, howdy, lads, MBs, and lasses. If you live in the Harris Branch neighborhood in Austin, Texas, my name is Anthony, and I'm still your neighbor. This is a quick update. I know we missed last month's. I apologize. My mom went into surgery. All good there. She's home and rested and healing. However, I'm going to catch you up for the last 2 months. This is a recap of the Harris Branch Residential HOA neighborhood meeting. Again, these happen every third Thursday of the month at 6:30. Sign up on Town Square, link below. That way you'll get the notice with the Zoom link, so you can always join in. Feel free to just sit and listen, or if you have any questions or concerns, always bring them to the board, so that way we can look into them and hopefully get them addressed for you. As you can see on the screen, this is the agenda. It is sent out for every meeting, so that way you'll have an idea of what we'll be talking about. There was a lot to cover. We had our elections. I'm going to bring those results up now. This year we had 3 positions open. The President, Mike McLaughlin, and the previous Vice President, David Alley, did not run, so we had 2 new folks come in, as well as Vanessa, who won her re-election. Coming in first with the most votes was Vanessa Silas. She came in at 205. Vinny Guadez came in at 144 with the second most. Then we had Jose Morales, who took the 3rd spot at 127. Katie came in just too short of making it. So hopefully you guys will give her some bumps next year. That will be when I'm running, and one of the current board members, Valerie, will be up for re-election. So hopefully we can get her on the board, just too shy there. Last was Melody LeBlanc with 85, with a total of 686 votes. Now, one of the things that happened that was very different from previous elections was there is a property code that hasn't been being followed over the last, I don't know. And that property code states that the new members who are voted in become those members immediately. How it was done previously, the current board would stay on for 3 months. The new members would have the opportunity to sit in and get to learn the reins and see how things worked before they started taking over the board. However, that is no longer the case. So that means my term has been cut short by 3 months. Hopefully, we'll make those up next election, next year. The current board, if you haven't already gotten the newsletter or seen my previous video on signing up for the electronic newsletter, please do that so that way you stay up to date, or hit like, subscribe below, and that way you'll get these updates. Now, the new board, if you haven't seen, the president is Vanessa Silas. The vice president is still me. Our treasurer now, we finally have a treasury position filled, will be Vinny, and then we have our secretary as Valerie, and then the final member, who will simply stay as a director, is Jose. In the future, for the next election, what will be happening is those who win the election, the next meeting, once we actually hit quorum for that win, they will become board members. There will be no 3-month in between, and that's how things will be going moving forward to be in compliance with the state property code. One other major update and change in personnel has been our property manager. Raquel is no longer with us. Our new property manager is Juan Trevino, and if you haven't been seeing his emails, they have been coming out through Town Square, so make sure you sign up in the description below so that way you get those email notifications, and add his contact information to your contact list. 1 call to order that was done to roll call verify quorum. All members were present at the last meeting. 3, the approval of the September 21st, 2023 meeting minutes. That was done. 4, organizational proceedings. That is the officer elections that we did. The way officer elections works is the members on the board vote for who they feel will be best for the position, or if they're the only one who wants to take that position, usually we would just vote them into it. 5, the homeowner forum. There has been some issues with fire damage, and it seems a couple houses may partially be abandoned. That's just something that's been brought to our attention by many members in the community. So that's something that the board and Goodwin are looking into. We had a couple other folks on. They were just listening. Again, you can always join and just eavesdrop if you so feel inclined. 6, the financial report. Because Mike has stepped down with the transfer of power, we had a Goodwin representative go over this. They were talking a lot about consolidating reserve funds. We found out the previous board decision to go after fines at $500. This is one of those things I was on the board when this happened. I said that was way too low. However, I got overruled. The $500 threshold was way too low. We have been spending way too much money on our attorney. I believe it cost us $120,000 and we only got $130,000. Yes, the amount of overdue dues has dropped. However, at what cost? At this point, we're looking into some other methods of getting those homeowners the opportunity to get back up onto their two legs when it comes to paying their dues and fines. So there'll be more updates on that as we move forward through next year. One of the big things we're looking into with that is more a time of how long it's been. Because remember, our dues are nearly $500. So if you miss that, then we're sending the attorney after you. And that was crazy to me then. It's crazy to me now. So luckily for everyone here, that's going away. So we'll work with homeowners as those past dues come up and not immediately go after them in the court system. Our current budget, we're $270,000 behind on our AR dues. These are the yearly dues that you pay. One of the good things, however, even though that we're behind on the $270K dues for this year, we did end up being very below budget for this month. We had a $77,000 budget set. We ended up only spending $40,000. So that's a good positive, especially considering the next 2 months. I believe we're going to be slated for that as well for those. One of the major things that's coming up for expenses, I've talked about this previously, is going to be the gym remodel. However, that expense is coming out of our reserves, so there won't be any increase in dues there. This is money that previous members and boards have saved up to then do these repairs. They've been long overdue, so I'm very excited to see that that's finally going to be addressed. We only have one item on there that the financial report mentioned. We have an annuity no longer earning money. That's going to be liquidated and rolled over into a money market vehicle, so that way we can continue to earn interest on it at a competitive rate. I believe the total in that account was $114,000. 7, the Harris Branch Community Managers Report. Now, this was delivered by Juan. He talked about the basketball backboard. We're getting new ones. There's a new volleyball pool equipment for the pool, so you can do pool volleyball. It'll be available at the pool once it arrives. We've got pool basketball nets coming in, as well as horseshoe and tetherball sets being installed in the next couple of weeks. We are changing our amenity center maintenance company. We're moving to ABC. We're looking to kind of bring everything in-house. We had a whole bunch of different companies that were managing the pool chemicals, that were doing the maintenance, that was doing the porter service. So we're trying to find an all-in-one stop shop, so that way we don't have multiple companies that we got to get on to get things done. In addition to it, because of the cost of working with ATX Facility Solutions, if you might remember from previous videos, we switched to them. Very expensive. We were hoping to see a drastic increase in trash and maintenance sort of thing. However, we're now looking into possibly just having an on-site porter because we're so big and trash builds up quite quickly. In the cost to jump to the commercial level ATX Solutions isn't really panning out for us, so we're looking into having an on-site porter as well as an on-site manager. I think that's going to be the best bang for our buck when it comes to having someone here who's here all the time, well, on a schedule at least, to pick up trash and address things like switching out soap in the showers and soap in the bathrooms at the pool, stuff like that. There was an issue with graffiti at the Edinburgh Park. An update on that. I don't know if you saw my last video about saving that dead tree for possible wildlife to live in it. We were hoping to get our own great horned owl. I went and walked the property the other day with potentially our new landscaping company. It seems some demon cut that tree down and tossed it to the side over there by the park. So that's not going to happen now. Hopefully in the future we'll be much more aggressive about protecting those and having an additional neighbor that helps us out with free pest control. Another thing that the property manager is ordering are the no-mow signs, where it's the educational signs that will tell homeowners what's going on in areas where we're not mowing anymore, where they're sensitive creekside areas protected from flood restoration and erosion restoration, called a canopy video. I'll link it at the end of this video. So those are on order. We have a certified letter fee change. We went from $25 to $15. That was something that we found out that the Goodwin company was taking that extra money from homeowners and then putting it into the HOA bank account, and we said nope, no more of that. So it should be down to $15, saving us all money. I talked about this in previous videos. There was a proposal that I put forward for a gate in the LakeView Park, so that way people could easily move from that area to the amenity center and basketball courts. That was approved. The work should have started on it this week, and I'll give you an update once we know that that's done. And so feel free to be able to cut through there and enjoy not having to walk all the way around the neighborhood just to go to the basketball court or to go swim. I talked about the 27% reduction in a previous video. Go check that out. We're going to start that campaign. It's already sort of started, but more details are provided there. Got the tree wall with urban dirt. We're looking for a quote from them, from the new landscaper, and then the thinning of the canopy. We've got a meeting with them this week, so hopefully that will all get hashed out and we can get this stuff moving. 8 committee reports. The Architectural Control Committee. We now have an opening on that. There should be an email blast going out to everyone who wants to apply for it. It's a relatively easy job. You just look at things that neighbors submit and then approve them. I always recommend sort of looking at it from where do you want to see the neighborhood go. Sometimes we can get bogged down with like really old relic-y ideas on what things should look like, and our world has changed since those days. So I would say if you're interested in that, there will be an email that's coming out with an application. Due to the new laws, that email blast must come out so everyone has an opportunity to submit for it. The place that's being refilled is Vinny, now that she's on the board. Because of previous state laws, you may not serve on both. I think that's a great idea. We found out some HOAs were doing that, so that has ended. And that would be something that's a relatively easy thing to do to help out in the way the community looks and where we want to go with our architecture and lawns and styling of fences and metal roofs or asphalt roofs, whatever it is, you get a say on what goes on with that when it comes to homeowner changes. B, the community enhancement and enrichment, upcoming enhancements. We've got quite a few. We got the committee and amenity enrichment dissolved. That was a previous committee that was created with Mike, Gary, and David. That was dissolved. We have a new one created. We got the fitness center uplift. It's going to be huge. It's going to be roughly near, well, I think over $100,000 we're going to be spending on it. One of the big things in that is that it's very outdated. It was not meant to be a gym. We're going to be knocking out those glass doors because there's too much moisture coming in and out. We're going to put in a wall with windows, replacing fans. We're doing new lights. We're looking at the HVAC system. We've got a company slated. I think we voted already to approve it. They're going to come in and put a whole new floor, a whole new equipment. It'll be a little bit more ADA compliant. Unfortunately, because of the space, it's not going to be perfectly ADA compliant. I think it's going to be a lot more cable equipment and stuff. And with the removal of that draftiness, because people are in there sweating and moisture, a lot of that stuff was rusting out. So one of the things we did, and a lot of it was broken. So the HOA, we've made the decision to close the gym. It's going to be closed until all this stuff gets done. We're hoping to have it open in December, but there'll be more updates as we move along through that remodel. Another enhancement that is coming, if not already started, is the resurfacing of the tennis ball courts and the basketball court. We had originally just wanted to repaint it. However, once the guy went out there and did the cleaning, it was very obvious that we needed to do a complete resurface. It was just not going to fly. I mean, the paint would have been fine, but you'd have all these weird swirls and too much cracks and stuff like that. So we're working on getting those resurfaced, then repainted. So hopefully we'll have brand new resurfaced basketball court, new backboards, new nets. We'll have the lights fixed out there. We'll have brand new tennis courts with pickleball lines. So that way you can go and enjoy both of those. Another enhancement that is coming, we're going to be updating the showers in the amenity center. So that way more up to date, easier to clean, and much more enjoyable for you to use to rinse off before and after you go in that pool. Make sure you're rinsing off before you get in that pool. C, Lifestyles and Communications Committee. Jose, one of our newest board members, the gentleman who will be staying as the director, is very focused in leading up this aspect. He wants to do much more community events. I wish him the best of luck. Participation is one of the hardest things to get. However, I have seen some of y'all come out and do some great things, so I'm pretty excited to see what he can do to get everybody out and start participating in block events and movie nights and things of that, whatever else comes up with. And if you have suggestions or something that you'd like to run, I'd recommend hitting him up. His email is in the newsletter, so that way you can collaborate with him to go ahead and get some stuff happening in the neighborhood. One additional piece on that front is there will be a bulletin board that's going to be installed at the pool, i.e. the amenity center, where you can post things that you would like to do or stuff that's going on in the community, or even I think probably if you have a business and you want to do it, hopefully it doesn't get inundated with just hashtag ads, but that's something that'll be coming up as well. D, the Emergency Planning and Safety Committee. That's still pending board appointment. We have a new APD rep in our section, which is called Charlie's section. Matt is gone, and the new section chief, meeting. Vanessa's going to be meeting with him, so we'll see how things go with that. One of the other items on this is, what do we do for after-hour issues? Say there's a sprinkler broken, or someone smashed a window out in the amenity center, or something of that nature. We're looking into finding an after-hours contact. One of the big problems we had with previous boards is it was sort of whoever was available in the neighborhood at that time. We all have differing schedules and sleep schedules and work schedules and retirement schedules, so that wasn't really working out too well. So we're hoping to find a point of contact who can help address those things in the event that something's going on and you see it and you have an easy contact to say, hey, this is happening, please dispatch a plumber to turn off the leaking toilet or something of that nature. Going into old business, number 9A, the fitness center renovation and betterments. I kind of already covered that, so I won't spend too much time on that. We're moving forward and hopefully we'll have that done December. The gym is closed, so please be aware of that. Save yourself a trip, or getting some free cardio and find out it's closed. B, landscape maintenance agreement. I met with Urban Dirt. I am hopeful that they're going to be a good fit for us. We're going to try them out. They are much more expensive. A lot of the things that I'm trying to do is get them more up to date when it comes to property management. Like, we're not spraying pesticides everywhere. We're not spraying fertilizer everywhere. We're mulching the leaves into the soil. We're doing much more area coverage for our mulch out around our large trees. We're going to be doing the thinning of the canopies. We're going to do a lot more projects. Again, call the canopy video, watch that to see all the areas I'm looking to get done. And a final project on that we are still working through are trees for the dog park, so that way we can get some shade out there. I know the ones I planted have made it through the drought, so that's good, but we could use some more. D, the tree planting project for 2023. I talked about this in the Call to Canopy video. Please go check that out. It goes into way more detail than we need to here. 10, new business. The 2022 audit, there was some discrepancy with reserve money to the operating money. It wasn't a missing money. It was more just what it was categorized as. It was incorrect funds were kept in insured accounts, and there was no discrepancies overall with the bookkeeping of the association. Aside from an Equitrust account, that was that annuity I was talking about where it's not making anything. It should have been handed over and then turned into a money market account a while ago. However, the overall audit for 2022 came out clean, so we're good to go there. We're going to be moving that money from the reserve into the operating, so that way we'll have a lot more money to be doing a lot more of these enhancements that we've desperately needed it to get done. B, we went over the 2024 draft budget. The budget did hold constant for next year, so there will be no due changes, and we'll probably see some stuff being moved around here and there as we adjust for things. Hopefully we don't have a crazy ice storm, but if we do, those trees will be trimmed, so we'll have less damage if it comes through. C, the sports courts enhancement. Talked about that already. D, the community letter. I made a video about that. Go check it out. Make sure you sign up for the digital one because we're moving to just 2 paper ones. 11, executive session. And then 12, adjournment. And there you have it. There's the update for the October meeting for the Harris Branch Residential HOA. Be sure again to hit subscribe so that way you get notified when these videos come out. I've been doing a few more things here and there, trying to get more content and coverage out to you guys about what's going on in the neighborhood. If you have anything you want me to cover, any questions, complaints, or praises, leave a comment below and I'll do my best to address them. With that all being said, you stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.